Stormtrooper twice lined up in rows. Let's go! Reviewing each one with the passion it shows. It's so plastic to metal, he knows them so well. Stormtrooper swagger, his story to tell. Tune in for Bert, he's the toy expert. Let's go! From action to arcade.
Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition Bumblebee from the Transformers Reactivate video game that apparently we're supposed to get at some point in the future. No one really knows, but I love this toy. This was released in the fall of 2024, and it's starting to hit store shelves right now. As of the time of this recording, it is a deluxe class figure, and it retails for approximately $25. So taking a quick look at the packaging, you're going to get the figure right here, which comes with two weapons which are very cleverly put away in vehicle mode. I'm going to get to that in a moment. You get the box and you get a sheet of instructions which is fairly easy to follow. To be honest, guys, I transformed this thing in the car. I was waiting for my wife was shopping. I found this at the store. I went out and I sat in the car, and while I was waiting, I just transformed this in the car without the instructions. So he's relatively easy to transform. Very clever transformation. Taking a quick look at the packaging, you've got the Transformers Studio Series packaging right there. That artwork right there, I absolutely loved that artwork, and you're going to be able to see Bumblebee in his robot mode there in the box. Artwork on the side, really love that artwork. And then on the back, you've got product shots of the figure both in vehicle and in robot mode, 20 steps for transformation, and he also comes with a backdrop. Now, the thing about this guy is when I saw him in the store, again, he's packaged in robot mode, and I saw the pictures, and I really liked that robot mode. I really love this concept for Bumblebee in robot mode. This picture of the vehicle, I've got to tell you, honestly, this is not a flattering picture of the vehicle. I did not think that looked good at all. I was kind of on the fence. I talked to my combros online, and they're like, check it out, the figure, it's really neat. And I'm glad I did, because once I got the figure in hand and got him transformed, I really liked the vehicle and what it does. It's like this really cool little space dune buggy. And again, the picture that they put online or on the back of the box, it just didn't really do it justice. I really dig this little vehicle mode right here, which is approximately 4.5 inches long by about 2 inches tall. So again, a good deluxe size. Now, one thing I will kind of critique is that in the picture, I didn't get the 2-pack. So you guys know I got the Soundwave and the Optimus Prime 2-pack. I did not get the Starscream and Bumblebee 2-pack. It just kind of didn't really appeal to me until I saw the Bumblebee in person. But if you look at the picture here, if you guys know the Reactivate figures, you know that some of these, the paint, it's not an even paint. It'll have paint on one side and not on the other. Well, if you look at the picture here, it shows an all yellow door, as if they corrected that for this version. I was hoping it would not have that uneven paint. Not really the case. If you look at the passenger side right here, you'll notice that the door is all yellow, where over on the other side, on the driver's side, he's got those black stripes right there. So I really was kind of hoping to get an even paint job with this guy. Fortunately, that's really kind of it. It's just the door. The rest of the vehicle has a pretty even paint job, so it's not that terrible. Just if I could change one thing, minor nitpick, I would have wanted the doors to be the same color, just because I'm kind of OCD. I don't like that offset kind of a thing. Some people do, so you know, that's just me right there. Again, taking a look at the vehicle, really cool little. I don't know why I wasn't gonna like this vehicle. I am in the Volkswagens. My first 3 cars were Volkswagens. And I love dune buggy, so I don't know what made me think I wasn't gonna like this. It's kind of like a space armored space dune buggy. Big old engine on the back right there with some exhaust pipes. Really cool. You got that armor plating there on the windshield. You've got those fog lights here at the top. You got big headlights there. Very evocative of Volkswagen. This is something that you can see coming to Earth and becoming a Volkswagen bug. Absolutely. Because it just really kind of feels like it's in the family. It rolls really nicely. And as you can see, it's done mostly in yellow. Kind of like a little darker, kind of a mustardy yellow with some dark gray highlights. It's not really black. It's more of a dark gray right there. Autobot symbol molded onto the hood right there. Really, really like that. Wheels done in yellow. Again, I don't mind it because dune buggies are kind of like that. So, you know, they don't have to be silver. They can be all kind of different colors. And usually we would match the with Volkswagens, especially with dune buggies. It's very common to match the wheel to the color of the vehicle. So that's really, really neat right there. Real quick for comparison, here he is with Reactivate Optimus Prime. So you can see what the two of them look like. And again, I think they scale really, really well. I think these two look really, really nice together. Transforming Bumblebee is pretty easy and really neat to see because the way he accordions himself, folds himself out and folds himself back in, it's actually quite cool. It's really neat to see. So we're going to start here at the bumper. We're going to pop this out. There's two ports right here. These are going to be what's going to hold the fenders in place when you transform them. So this will be the last step you do when you put them into vehicle mode. First step you're going to take when you're going to transform him into robot mode. We're going to take the doors. We're going to pop these open as well. Pop those open there and there. And then we're going to take the front. I guess we could have done this first, but we're going to take the front fenders right here, the front wheels. We're going to take these all the way out like so. We're going to start at the back of the vehicle right here and just take the legs and we're going to transform these. So these are also pegged in right there. So you see a little peg and port right there. We're going to unpeg that, unpeg them both right there, and then we can unfold the legs out. While we're at it, this whole piece right here is going to rotate. So this is going to allow us to bring his hip down, and there's a little peg right there that's going to plug into the back of this kind of a engine exhaust piece right there. So that's going to all peg together right there. Take the feet, fold them down, and turn them around. Then we're going to take these wheels right here, and we're going to flip these so that they are on the inside of his leg. Right there, just like that. And then these fenders are going to accordion. They're on, so there's a little peg and port right there, and there's a little peg and port right there. So this is going to accordion down, and that is how we're going to form his legs. There you go. Legs are done. Now, getting into this top part is so cool. Okay, so right here, these are his arms, and you'll notice his guns, or his handguns, are actually pegged into the bottom of his forearms, which is really neat. So we can go ahead and pull these out, and then we can go ahead and rotate these and just bring them all the way up like so on both sides. And then we can take the little fender piece, stick it out, and straighten out the arms like that. So his arms are pretty much done and ready. There you go. So we just leave those there and out of the way for the moment. This little hood scoop right here, this is going to unpeg right there, and this whole thing is going to come undone. And then this front half of the roof is going to separate from the back half of the roof. So we're working with three different pieces right here. Move the camera up a little bit. We're going to be working with three different pieces. So this whole hood piece is going to come down, and then this whole thing here is going to separate on that hinge right there, right, just like that. So we're going to take the little roof piece right here. We're going to bring this up like so. That's going to reveal his head. So now what we're going to do, put that back in there because I really want to show you how that works. It's just so neat. And usually when I'm transforming him, his weapons don't pop off. But, you know, I'm doing it in front of the camera, so that's going to happen. Now, all right, so we got to work with these hinges here. And there's about 4 hinges that we're working with, and all of this is happening at the same time. So we're going to bring the hood up, and the hood is going to go over the windows like so. And then the whole thing is going to kind of accordion into place. While we do that as well, also we're going to bring the head down. And then we're going to put, the head is tabbed in right there. We're going to bring that up, and we're going to tab it in here to this piece on the little hood scoop right there. So that's where that's going to go. And then we got to just work this hinge like so. And then this is going to, there's a tab right there on top of his pelvis. It's going to go into that slot right there under his chest. Tab that in right there. And then finally, we're going to bring the chest and bring that up. That's going to lock everything into place. Now we can go ahead and straighten out his arms, straighten out his head, straighten him out, kind of position the door wings any way we'd like. And there we go. There is Bumblebee in his robot mode, and I absolutely love the way that this guy looks. And here in robot mode, Bumblebee stands approximately, let's see, just a little over 5.5 inches, almost 6 inches tall. Good size. I found him to be a really good size for a deluxe class. And again, this robot mode is really what drew me to it. When I saw him in the package, I just, man, something about that robot mode. I just really, really like this design for Bumblebee going all the way around. He's a pretty solid little bot. Not a lot of hollow spots. The ones on the legs have been pretty much covered up by wheels, which is nice. There are going to be some hollow spots on the forearms because of the gimmick with the handgun. So there's a hollow spot there, but it's kind of on purpose. The one is on purpose. The other ones are just there. I'm not going to defend those, right? But it's pretty neat because it allows for the guns to just kind of get pegged right there, which is really cool because you think of like a quick, like a, you know, pulls the arm out and then the gun just kind of, it just pops out, which is really, really cool. I love the way that works. Very nice looking Bumblebee. Coming in close, let's take a look at that head sculpt. Check that out. Love the chest. I just love the entire design on this guy. I kind of dig the way, usually I'm not a fan, but I dig the way they kind of broke up the guard, the kind of like the brush guard here on the front of the vehicle with the headlights, and just kind of molded them onto the shoulders. That's pretty neat. Obviously those are fake because the real ones are down here still, but I really like the way they worked that in there. It just serves this design really, really nicely. Articulation wise, head's on a ball joint, so you got up and down, side to side, inquisitive, all that good stuff. Shoulders can go forward and backwards all the way around. They can go in and out as well. The elbows are on ball joints, so you can bend them and you can spin them. Nothing at the wrist, unfortunately. That is very unfortunately that the wrists do not rotate. You also do not get a waist rotation, unfortunately. So that's those two. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Hips are on ball joints. You can go in and out. You can forward and backwards. You can rotate at the hip right there. You got a nice bend at the knee, and then you've got ball jointed ankles as well. So you can tilt the toes forward and backwards, and you can do nice wide stances as well. As you saw, his weapons are mounted onto his the bottom of his forearms, so they can come out. Here, let's take this one out real quick, and let's bring it in close so you guys can see what that looks like. There you go. You can see what the handguns look like. Something kind of new, kind of different for Bumblebee. I dig it. So there you go. You've got two little handguns right there with no magazines, and yeah, he's very dynamic. It seems like it doesn't matter how I pose this guy, how I stand him up. Even like this, completely not meant to give him a pose. He poses. He's very dynamic. He's very, very poseable. That right there looks really, really cool. Now, another thing you can do with the guns, you see those little slots right there on his shoulders? So those are actually going to fit the handles of his guns. So if you want, you can actually have the guns mounted on his shoulders. And you can have them attacking that way too, which is really, really cool. I dig it. I am having so much fun with this figure. And again, when I saw him in the 2-pack with Starscream, I didn't really care for it. Didn't care for the Starscream or him that much to go in on that 2-pack. When I saw him by himself in stores in that packaging, and I saw him in person, I'm like, man, I really dig that design. Wasn't sure about the vehicle, and I ended up liking that too. This figure is a winner all the way around. For comparison, here he is with the Reactivate Optimus Prime, so you can see the two of them together and how they scale, and they scale so well. Optimus Prime in this Voyager size just works so well with these figures. Check that out. That just looks so good. So yeah, fantastic figure. I skipped out on him when he was in the 2-pack. I'm glad they put him in a single box, so that I got a second chance at picking him up and checking him out, because I'm really glad I did. This, you know, from a figure that I saw in pictures and I didn't think I was going to really dig all that much, and then seeing him in person and going, I like the robot mode, not sure about the vehicle. Then I get the vehicle and I'm like, man, I dig that vehicle too. This figure is fantastic. All the way around, definitely worth checking out. And fingers crossed, everybody, that at some point we're gonna get that video game, that Reactivate video game they keep promising us. I want to see this guy. I want to see Prime too, but I want to see them in that video game, and I want to play that video game. So let's hope that happens. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Studio Series Reactivate Gamer Edition Bumblebee. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe, share with your friends if you like what you see. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.
Arcade, see the best displayed.